Fides Dei numquam fugit per umbraset per dolorem ad gloriam ad honorem hostis clamat flamma surgit ferrum frangit somnia sanguis cadit sicut rosam super lapides ultima bellum sacrum vox donat caelum tremit milites Dei surgant fortes in nomine altissimi fides ardet cornon timet corstat firmum per umbraset per dolorem ad gloriam ad honorem crux levatur signum lucis in tenebris fulgurat spes in oculis ardentibus hostis animam vacuat terre clamant sub pedibus gradus graves resonant anime cadum sed in cielo coronae fulgent iterum bellum sacrum vox donat caelum tremit milites Dei surgant fortes in nomine altissimi fides ardet cornon timet corstat firmum per umbraset per dolorem Fides Dei surgant, gradus graves, terra tremit, in nomine Dei procedit. Fides ardet cornon timet mailes Dei, numquam fugit per umbraset per dolorem ad gloriam, ad honorem. Hostis clamat flamma surgit, ferrum frangit somnia, sanguis cadit sicut rosam super lapides ultima. Bellum sacrum, vox tonat caelum tremit, milites Dei surgant fortes, in nomine altissimi. Fides ardet, cornon timet, constat firmum per umbraset, per dolorem ad gloriam, ad honorem. Crux levatur signum lucis in tenebris fulgurat, spes in oculis ardentibus hostis animam vacuat, terre clamant sub pedibus gradus graves resonant, anime cadunt sed in coelo coronae fulgent iterum. Bellum sacrum, vox tonat caelum tremit, milites Dei surgant fortes, in nomine altissimi. Fides ardet, cornon timet, constat firmum per umbraset, per dolorem ad gloriam, ad honorem. Per noctem, per mortem, per cineres, per cruces, in silentio cordis Deus fortitudo est. Bellum sacrum, vox tonat caelum
Hey, Cinnamon, how you doing? I'm all right. Positive vibes, positive vibes. I've been having fun with Godforge. Chill game. Yeah. It fulfills that strategy niche that I have. I'm a strategist by trade. Nah. I don't always follow trends. I still have a distinction as to what I like to play. And I typically follow games that have that are just either starting off or games that are in that are in process. Like this game is in beta, so they haven't even officially released yet. So I like games like that to follow the journey and if it's in the bracket that I actually or genre of games I know that I like the most. So like my most favorite type of game I know is turn-based strategy or real-time strategy and fighters. Those are my most favorite. What day? I forgot. I'll have to check. I know I started after my friend because my friend got on my live, Axel Low. He was like, "You not play Godforge?" I'm like, "No." I didn't even know it was out on beta, so he sent me a link to it. But let me check real quick. Calendar. Yeah, I'm like day 9, pretty much. Day 9. Yeah, day 9. Yeah, pretty close. That's when my boy Axel Low hit me up. He hit me up as soon as it released on beta. So I played it around that time. Um, so my thoughts are it's a little buggy. That's first and foremost. But besides that, it's fun. I enjoy it. Um, they do have the traditional farming mechanic that pretty much every gacha has. Um, I can see where the potential. Yes, I did. I actually did play it, but not as much. I would say my go-to gacha that I played was Summoner's War, Epic 7, Dragonair Silent Gods, and Etheria Restart. I did try Raid for a brief moment, and once again my boy Axel Lowe played Raid Shadow Legends as well, and he gave me one of his accounts. I played it briefly, and then over time I just like, that's not me. But yeah. So my my experience in gotchas primarily was birthed from Epic 7 and Summoner's War. Um, and then other gotchas came into play, and I was playing them. But anyways, yeah. So for this game, I enjoy it. It's just it's a little buggy. But aside from that, I can see how this game has significant potential to be competitive. Um, I like the fact that ascensions are not as daunting to accomplish and to succeed. Um, I did learn very, very quickly um, that one should not. I mean, but that's pretty much gotcha 101. Do not prioritize summoning more so than building your characters. Primarily because resources are hard to grind and it's going to take forever to even make them optimal anyway. So just kind of, get your starting heroes and start building them up essentially. But aside from that, it's fun. I could see the potential of it being competitive. I hope they add RTA. I don't know, pretty much, you know. Even though I did not 6-star my first heroes, uh, I 5-starred them. Um, but still, getting them to 5-star is still a decent um start. And it's a good balance, I would say, before you can start 6-starring people. But anyways, um, I I I don't know how big of a roster they're going to have upon release. Okay, that is my biggest concern. As to, are they going to keep it simple? Are they going to add gods of lore? Some of the elements are questionable at best because for me, like for example, why is Isis, I can see Isis being green, but why is, raw blue and not light, or like a light element, what I'm saying? That's just one of them. But I'm, you know, or like Anubis, he's not dark, but he is the Lord of the Underworld. So I'm just kind of confused as to the reasoning behind, you know, the element choice for the gods is concerned. Um, the other question is what seems like they lower prior tier on a lot of are kind of thrown at the Darth board decision. Yeah. Hey DJ, how you doing, man? He was with me late last night. We were just having fun. He's actual battle. He's also another battle as well. Me and him are military. He's a veteran and so am I. But anyways, Um, but yeah, the elemental choice was questionable for me. I do hope that they change the elemental choice that they have. I hope that they make Ra as light as he should be. The other thing that caught me as well is the voice acting. The voice acting was very brief and stale. I that's just my honest opinion. It's like they could have done significantly better with the voice acting. Ra, I, he doesn't sound like Ra. I cannot I can't envision somebody with that sound and say, oh, that's definitely Ra. Bastet was actually not bad. The person who voiceover as Bastet was actually not bad, not too shabby. I actually do think that did work well for the character. But when you heard Raw at the beginning of the game, I'm like, dude, you can't be serious. You can't be serious. Like, it's like they didn't have any other choice, so they probably used one of the devs to say, voiceover Raw, just let's get this out there, type of deal. It's like, dude, come on, give us Raw, like give us really somebody who could really voice as him. Um, but they did. So I do believe that they need to they need to really um improve their voice actors for sure. I mean that's what sells the character as a whole. I mean we could look at Metal Gear, Solid Snake. We could look at Dante for Devil May Cry. We could look at so many characters that have iconic voices. Optimus Prime. I mean there are so many people who is known for their voice to where it's like that says a huge factor on top of their as well as their look to sell the character for it to be memorable and immersive to where people want to gravitate to the character in that sense. The story could be better as well. It's okay ish. It's just not memorable to where I would say I want to just involve myself into the story and not just use this as a combat way to just kind of rush to the mid to end game for PvP purposes, stuff like that. I want it to be at a point. The whole voice acting issue right now may be causing issues in finding ones that are working, not on strike, have representation. Yeah, that does make sense. I mean, shoot, I would not. I would. I do have some voiceover experience. If they are in desperate need of voiceovers, I would not be against being a voiceover actor for this game at all. Like I would definitely raise my hand for this. Um but anyways, um but yeah, I would love for that to happen. The graphic detail is beautiful. I love how they did the graphic detail for the gods themselves. As a kid, sneaking big games at night with volumes off is kind of my thing. I haven't heard a voice actor in decades. Wow. Okay, I can hear you. I get you on that. But yeah, same. I'd be the voice of Oh, not. You will have to let me hear your voice over Dracula voice one day. I would love to hear that. But anyways, but yeah, I think if I were to be a voiceover actor for anyone, um, maybe Raw. I could probably do a Raw impersonation. But then again, I mean, when you think of Raw, um, you're not thinking of somebody who sounds barbaric. You're thinking of someone who is the embodiment of the sun, and somebody who is the pretty much the epitome of Egypt, essentially. Ethereal, yes. So this Raw that we're introduced to sounds legitimately like someone who just came from a tavern and had too much alcohol. I mean that's what he's like. Feel the power of the sun. I'm like, seriously, that's all you can come up with, you know, But um, so I'm like, yeah, they need to do better. Um, you know, something that sounds very ethereal and exactly, something that sounds very ethereal and very fire, thunderous, possibly, would go well with Raw. Uh, but yeah, I mean, graphic wise, it's a beautiful game. Um, but I would just say the story itself could be reworked significantly to where it brings people in an immersive standpoint to where people want to learn more about the mythos of various gods. Um, but outside of outside of the occasional glitches and bugs that's found in the game, um, it's a good game. It has significant replayability to it. They're very, very gracious when it comes to energy, so I do like that. They give you countless and countless times of play when it comes to the energy aspect, and then on top of that, they give you other modes that you can actually get into that cost zero energy. Well, no, it still costs energy. Never mind, take that back. Um, but still, I do like that. I wish we were able to experience their PvP variant of the game. However, that's apparently it's still in development. It looks like. But other than that, it's so far so good. They're in the right direction, of course, at least. I do hope they do have an RTA version of the game to where you do have that in the later leagues, not in the beginning stages, but in the later leagues. So that way, at least at the beginning stage, people can kind of practice and get their meta or their strategy down packed before they actually have to face potential ban and picks from other players. So having an RTA version of this game, I think, is a must for sure. Um, but yeah, I think them having based so much on Raid, which has zero storyline, has led to Godforge having not a big storyline either. Hopefully they'll fix that and try to get story to drive. PvP will be the next beta. Will be in the next beta. PvP, Pantheon boss, and Tower of Strife will be for beta 2. Okay, cool. All right, that's awesome. Um, so yeah, I mean, from a PvE standpoint, the grind of how this game should be is there. The replay or the gameplay for a traditional gacha is there. Yes, I do see significant components that are similar to Raid in this game. Um, from graphic detail to other things as well. Um, I just I just wish they did. I mean, I get, and even then, Raid Shadow Legends kind of made a relevant storyline later down the line. Made it to where people were kind of were interested to learn more about the character. Uh, but in the beginning, there was nothing there, in that aspect. But for this, considering that they're using um gods, like legitimate gods from mythology, and selling that as the IP for the game, that needs a story. In my honest opinion, that needs a actual story. Don't give us Thor and just slap him on the skin of an avatar and say, here, play him, and he's on another gotcha. Just don't do that. Give us a story. Give us a voiceover. Give us something that makes us immerse ourselves into the mythos, into the mythos of these gods, to make it so where we want to learn more and we want to engage more into the story narrative that they use that involves the gods that we know. That in my opinion needs that, considering that this is a god based game. So that's just my honest opinion. You know, uh, there are various gods that I would love to see in the game. Um, One of them is Poseidon. I want to see Poseidon. The other one is who else? Thor. I would like to see what they do with Thor. Um, Emir would be another one I would like to see as well. And yeah, I mean that's just to name quite a few. I could go down the list, but again, those are just Aphrodite. I would like to see what they do with her. Oh, Emir is in the game. Okay. Um. Okay. So I just haven't got him yet. So Aphrodite, I would like to see what they do with her. Um. You know, I know they mentioned Zeus. I just haven't seen him yet. Oh, she's also in the game. Okay. All right. Well, at least they got some of them. At least they got a good portion. Apollo, do they have him? Do they have? Yes, actually, no. I take that back. They do. I actually have Apollo in one of my accounts. All right. Never mind. Uh, um, and they have Hermes too, right? When Ray was when Raid was just beginning, it was a decent lineup. Then, as they got thirsty and got okay, He-Man and Ninja Turtles and the universe, etc. Did you know that Alien is a dark elf? That the alien is oh wow. Yeah, the problem with having them all now is what are they gonna add? You like Raid and add Ninja Turtles and Herbie's not yet. No, messengers of the gods yet. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's that Hermes. I'd like to see him. Um, who else? Is his name Heim? Um, he's a Norse god. I forgot his name. Heimd? Not because I have him as a tank right now. I'm using him, not him, but and I forgot. But he's not like Loki. But he's in the same bracket as him. I would say from a character standpoint. He's a manipulator, but I forgot his name. But he's not Loki. I just forgot his name. Um, um, and then Asian gods. Like, are we going to see all the philosophers on here? You know, I saw Sun Tzu. Um, you know, are we going to see every single philosopher from Eastern mythology be in this game as well? Like, for example, Confucius. Is he going to be on here? Um, you know, I just want to know. You know what I'm saying? Are they going to add Confucius on here? Are they going to add the other three or four? You know, Asian philosophers. Besides that, like there is like Navajo. I mean, well, here's the thing. In my honest opinion, any IP that you use can sell to anyone, really, depending on how you do it. I mean, seriously, like you can if you do the God IP well, people will give into it. You know, like I'm sure that there's I don't know. I would love to see it, but I'm sure that there'll be various people who will love to see a Santa Maria inside the game. You know what I'm saying? Um, or even a vert. Okay, I'm not gonna go there. But you know, just saying. I, it's just, me too. Like I would love them to keep to the actual mythos as well. Um, like seeing all the Greek gods, seeing all the Egyptian gods. Like Stortebeck, you know, all the gods of Ra. Because there's like I think there's like seven. I think there's like seven gods of Ra. Um, give me Thunderbird and you give me Thunderbird, a Chupacabra and Yeti. Oh, okay, those aren't bad. Yeah, I agree to that actually. I wouldn't mind seeing any of those in this game. Um, you know, um, they've also added the Akuma and all this other stuff from Japanese mythos, which is cool. I mean, they've gave a nod to a lot of things. Um, hey, how you doing? They've given a nod to a lot of things. I just wish and hope that they do the mythos of each god justice, and they give us immersion that is worthy of these gods they're trying to use or they're trying to showcase, and not just a combat simulator. You know, even though combat simulation is fun and can be competitive, from a PvP standpoint, uh, that should not be the selling point of the game. Otherwise, why not give us PvP first? You know, so yeah, definitely. That is my concern as well. Like, don't let me see gods, and the next thing you know, I see DC heroes and Marvel. Like that, I'm like, seriously, that's what we resulted to. We're now using superheroes on top of gods. Great. I mean, don't get me wrong, that was in comics too, but still, you know. No, I'll be out too. I ain't gonna lie. If I see Odin fighting Bugs Bunny, so help me God, I would, man. I would literally no. Hell, I wouldn't even. I would love to see a Templar Knight, like an actual Templar Knight, part of one of the factions. That would be cool. That would be awesome. Why would you add Xenomorph to? I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. That doesn't really. That doesn't really. No, I don't know about that one. I don't. I can't see that being part of a mythos. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying, but still, like Xenomorph though, in a god game. I just can't see that being. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if you look at comics, they've blended mythos with various things. Like, they blended, you know, mythical gods with Marvel heroes and DC heroes. So, and that's just outside of the game. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't want this game in question to go to that route at all. I just want them to just strictly stick to the mythos, and that's it. Don't go to Superman. Don't go to Captain America. Don't go to Thanos. Just stick to them. You know, stick to mythos. Oh, there is mythology behind. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, oh, no, there is. I can't say there isn't. Yeah, but yeah, I do like the direction they're going now. Um, but there are some tweaks that they should fix. Like, at the very least, change the elements of the gods. Like Anubis, come on, Anubis needs to be dark, and Ra needs to be light. That has to happen. I mean, and the voiceovers need to change too. But other than that, and the bugs have to be fixed. But other than that, I mean, that's the only gripes. Those are the only three major gripes I have. Um, like, come on now. Let's use our mythology and stay true to stay true to the characters. That would be nice. I pray that they allow us to keep our accounts. If they don't, oh well. But I pray they do, because they might. Oh crap! Full wipe after beta 2. Hopefully they change it. I mean, but we, but it's. I mean, That'll suck. That will suck. But no, I'm just saying, like, maybe if we all speak loud enough, maybe they'll listen to us and just let us keep our accounts. Maybe if we unify ourselves. Mm, beta tokens. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, oh, great. What I'm saying ultimately is we as a community, should be able to stand together and ask them to let us keep our. Okay, so let me give you an example. Okay, I'll give you an example. There is a game that's currently out right now that's called Dragonair, right? It was out for a brief moment. It released, and then they pulled back due to situations. When they relaunched back into the states again, people that were part of that time when it first recently launched was able to recall their heroes back from that time. Okay, now mind you, when they did release in the beginning, it was not beta or alpha; it was a full launch. Okay, and so they gave us the opportunity. It's called inheritance or hero inheritance or something like that, where they allow you to get the heroes that you have before they reforged it. So I'm just hoping that maybe they take the same route for the people who got on beta and alpha, to where they're able to recall the heroes they had in their account and use them in a full release. That is my suggestion, to where they are able to inherit the heroes that they got from previous engagements of alpha and beta into a new account. That would be awesome. You know, them sure you might not have the same account, but at least let us inherit the heroes that we unlocked during alpha and the beta phase. That would still be just and fair. I would say the inherited hero option should be for the final release. That's in my opinion. They fixed it. Thank God. They finally fixed my girl Isis. I am happy. At first, she would not res. Now she reses. Thank God. Um, but no, I. How early of a release? Because didn't they say like they're not going to release until like early 2027? So what are we expecting to see it like winter of 2026? Because usually a beta phase of a game lasts for about like what? Usually a beta phase of a game lasts for about like what? Like 6 months, maybe 2 years, year or two.
Bellum sacrum, vox tonat, milites Dei
I mean, I think those who are testing the game and doing alpha and beta should have their heroes, or at least have access to guaranteed legendaries to start off. That mirrors the amount of legendaries you unlocked. That is my belief. That keeps it fair for the for the game testers and those who gave back feedback. in regards to the game, because essentially that's the core, that's the backbone of this game, is the community. So, in my opinion, it would do just if the devs gave either guaranteed legendaries or the heroes that we have that we unlocked.
Flamma surgit ferrum frangit somnia sanguis cadit sicut rosam super lapides ultima bellum sacrum vox tonat caelum tremit milites Dei surgant fortes in nomine altissimi fides ardet cornon timet corstat firmum per umbraset per dolorem ad gloriam ad honorem crux levatur signum lucis in tenebris fulgurat spes in oculis ardentibus hostis animam vacuat terre clamant superibus gradus graves resonant anime cadunt sed in cielo coronae fulgenti terum bellum sacrum vox tonat caelum tremit milites Dei surgant fortes in nomine altissimi
Wow. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, technically they could add a DC hero to this roster. And the only DC hero I can think of right now is Wonder Woman, because she actually is a daughter of Zeus. So she technically could be added to this. Technically.
umbraset per dolorem ad gloriam ad honorem per noctem per mortem per cineres per cruces in silentio cordi.
Yeah, when you have spread out devs and not in the same vicinity, it's very difficult to finish a project, you know, and perfect it. It could be done. It's just hard to do.
Bellum sacrum, vox tonat caelum tremit, milites Dei surgant fortes, in nomine altissimi, fides ardet, cornum timet corstat firmum per umbraset per dolorem ad gloriam ad
Well, if the game is like how it is now, I would do the same thing. Because Epics and Legos take too many resources to max out significantly. Like, rares, you can max imprint, max skill, max level, everything. Like, they will be maxed to with every aspect of the unit way before you max out an Epic or Lego. If they somehow figure out a way to balance out how much everything needs to where it's not as daunting to max out a Lego or Epic, then people are just gonna max out Legos and Epics by default. But because of it takes forever to max out a Lego or Epic, yeah, I would prioritize rares myself. Yeah, like for me, I'm either gonna max out Pharaoh or um oh my. I mean, don't judge. Everybody has their tolerance. I can't judge. Everybody has their own tolerance. And for me being a father, I understand. Oh, I think every parent has those days. Oh my. Whew. Talk about living the days of old. That was for you. That wasn't my extended one. Toddler age, that was hard. And go to their phone and say, hey, no, we're that part. Of course, your phone's not gonna work. You are out in rain. Water damage is a thing. Why did it get waterproof? Why did it get cases for my phone? Says the children. Payless Games, how are you? And yes, I am, actually. It is an honor that you have come forth into my stream. I look forward to the DM. Thank you for honoring me. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'll definitely. I'll keep a lookout. Oxfan, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Girl Hobby! What's up, man? Oh my god, this guy is not falling today. Why is it after 26 rounds you now don't want to die? You're delaying the inevitable, boss. Just die. You shall fall by my steel. Okay, maybe not. But God's fight eternity. This is what you expect right here. This is what you expect. When you're on an eternal battlefield, no one truly dies. They just transition to another dimension. Have faith. God force shall cooperate on this day. Uh-oh, I might die. I might get him this time. Please don't heal again. Don't heal again. I actually need a hero with a heal block. Kill this guy, honestly. I don't think I have a hero that has a heal block right now. Finally. That was fun to watch, though. When the game says, I'm tired of you farming me. I want to be difficult now. 60 turns. Oh my god. What's worse than that? You farm in one place that never fails. You decide to let overnight doing 500 runs. When you wake up, you found out that at 3 or 4 runs, it failed and stopped. Oh my god, that's bad. Yeah. Oh, that happened to me quite a few times. When it's like, I think I've done like 1 run and then it got done after like 10 turns. I was like, oh, I got this easy, right? And I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and farm this for a significant amount. Get my materials. You know what I'm saying? I come back and they died at run 3. I was like, wait, what? What happened? So ever since then, I will always make a team that you could literally just fall asleep to. Like I got an answer for literally everything. The only thing I don't have in this team as of right now is a defense break, but that's because I don't have a dedicated defense break unit in the game. Technically, I do have a defense break unit. It's just that it's not a guaranteed defense break. TTRPGs. Hold on. Tabletop role-playing games. Okay. I don't know why I forgot that. I actually played one. The last TTRPG I played was Warhammer 40k. The army that I had was Dark Angels. I had Deathwing and Ravenwing. I lost both. Don't ask why. I don't want to relive that moment. When did this beta start? It started 9 days ago, yes? Like, was that as soon as it started, or did it start more than 9 days ago? I was trying to see if I actually started playing as soon as beta was released or after. That started 9 days ago. '19? Really? But yeah, I started when it was released. Okay, when beta was released. Okay, cool. So my and that's because of Axel Lowe. Literally, Axel Lowe is the reason why I started. In fact. Oh, interesting.
Susie Plays, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it. Oh God.
The power struggle begins. Ran for one wild night. Oh, let's go. What? You should have been dead, sir. Alright, let me end my farming session for just a moment. My take didn't last long. Must have been an elemental difference. Yeah, that sounds about right.